Welcome to Northdale Middle School, Coon Rapids versus Blaine swim meet. CTN's coverage here. 200-yard medley relay for varsity already underway. Blaine at Coon Rapids today. We've got Blaine in the even-numbered lanes for this race. Coon Rapids in the odd numbers. Approaching the halfway point here in the race, it looks like we've got lanes 6 and 4 in the lead. Both Blaine teams. Gaining some ground there in lane 5. It's going to be a battle for second place there in lane 6 and 5, and it looks like Blaine came in just 1/100th of a second ahead. Blaine taking first, second in the first event. Coon Rapids taking third. .200 freestyle will be coming up next. After the first event, Blaine takes a 12-2 lead.
You must be your fairy godmother?
It doesn't take a fairy godmother to tell you that the right fit means everything. Especially when it comes to car seats. Always choose one that's the right fit for your child's age and size.
Oh, that does make a difference.
Remember, their happily ever afters are in your hands. To find out more, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
Northdale Middle School pool getting ready for the next event, our girls 200-yard freestyle. In order, lanes 8 through 1, top to bottom on your screen, we'll have Catherine F. Jensen, Spencer Stewart, Ashlyn Sullivan, Lizzie Geis, Kenzie Johnson, Madison Volk, Sydney Valaquit, and Alyssa Anderson. Coon Rapids swimmers in lanes 7, 5, and 3. The rest of the swimmers are from Blaine. Get our JV swimmers out of the pool and prepare for the event.
Lane 1, Alyssa Anderson. Lane 2, Sydney Valaquit. Lane 3, Madison Volk. Lane 4, Kenzie Johnson. Lane 5, Brady Beachy. Lane 6,
early lead in lane 5 after the first 50. Top 5 finishers score points for their respective teams in this event. Lizzie Geezy and Kenzie Johnson battling it out there in lanes 4 and 5. Looks like Kenzie Johnson in 4 beginning to pull ahead. The final sprint here. And they will finish 1-2. Kenzie Johnson, Lizzie Geesey, lane 3. Lane 6 rather. Finishers are Johnson, Geezy. Coon Rapids takes second place in that race. First, third, fourth, and fifth all go to Blaine. Up next, the 200-yard IM. You're watching Coon Rapids Swimming on CTN. Back at Northdale Middle School Pool, getting ready for the 200-yard IM. As we start here, your swimmers, lanes 1 through 8, Lindsay Anderson, Jenna Simmons, lane 3, Haley Clausen, lane 4, Alyssa Parsons, lane 5, Ariana Georgie, lane 6, Michaela Strand, lane 7, Claire Hendrick, and in lane 8, Lauren Roberstad. Coon Rapids swimmers are in lanes 3, 5, and 7. The other 5 lanes occupied by Blaine swimmers. After one length, we've got our leaders there in lanes 4 and 6. Alyssa Parsons and Michaela Strand. Much like the 200 free, top 5 finishers will score for their teams in this event. Alyssa Parsons with a healthy lead in lane 4, followed by Michaela Strand. Vying for 3rd place, Jenna Simmons in 2, and Ariana Georgi in 5. Parsons finishes the event with time of 2:21.39, takes 1st place for Blaine. Michaela Strand in 2nd. George takes 3rd for Coon Rapids. 4th and 5th both go to Blaine. .50 freestyle coming up next here. You're watching girls swimming on CTN.
Hey everybody! Heart disease affects 1 in every 3 women in America, but you can fight back. There's no time to lose. Mothers, sisters, daughters, families, and friends, it's time to shout louder, stand stronger, and demand change. Let's go!
To the Batmobile. Dang it.
To the invisible jet! Dang it. Together, we can put an end to heart disease. It's time to go red for women. I could use your help. Yeah! Learn more from the American Heart Association at www.goredforwomen.org.
Welcome back to CTN's coverage of girls swimming and diving. After 3 events, Blaine has a lead 35-11. The next event up is the girls 50-yard freestyle. Coon Rapids swimmers in lanes 3, 5, and 7. The swimmers in this event: Laura Jensen, Miranda Sigler, Rosalind Lund, Samantha Jenick, Sarah Dishner, Justine Acosta, Heidi Weiler, and Selma Demovich. Easy finish for 1, reach for 2nd and 3rd. Your winner there in lane 4, Samantha Janik. And looks like Blaine goes 1-2 in that event. Coon Rapids finishing 3rd and 4th. We'll be back with some diving here at Northville Middle School Pool. You're watching CTN's coverage of girls swimming. Back at Northville Middle School Pool, beginning the diving portion of our competition. Mackenzie Hagen with a straightforward dive. 1.4 degree of difficulty on that one. Judges' scores come back at 4.0, 4.0, 3.0.
Next up, Michaela. Dive 101 C, forward dive tuck.
Michaela Thiel for Blaine, doing a forward dive with a tuck. Scores come back at a 4.0, 4.5, and 4.0 for a total of 15.
101A, forward dive straight, 1.4.
Aja Dumya, diving for Coon Rapids. Forward straight dive there. A little over rotation on the landing. 4-0, 4-0, and 3-5.
Erica, 101C, forward dive tack 1.2.
Erica Mooring diving for Blaine here. Nice clean dive there. Judges' scores coming back at a 4-5, 5-0, and 4-5 for a 16.8.
1.2.
Mackenzie O'Brien diving next for Coon Rapids. 1.2 difficulty dive, a forward dive with a tuck. Four, 5, 5, 5, and 4, 5. 17.4 puts her in the current lead.
1.5 somersault height, 1.7.
Caitlin Barrett diving next for Blaine. Forward 1.5 with a pike. Four, 5, 5-0, and 5-0 puts her in the current lead at 24.65.
Tack position 1.2.
Alyssa Mikowski diving next for Coon Rapids. Straight fives on that one for her.
Forward 1.5 somersault height, 1.7.
Next diver for Blaine doing a forward 1.5 somersault with a pike, Jessica Sherlock. A 1.7 degree of difficulty plays into those scores there. A 4-5, 4-5, and a 5-0. Total 23.8. Alyssa Barron diving next for Coon Rapids, doing a forward dive with a pike. 1.3 degree of difficulty. Four, 5, 5-0, and 4-5 on the judges' scores for that one. Katie Langley diving for Blaine next. Very clean entry on that one. 5-5, 6-0, 6-0, 29.75.
29.75.
Currently the high water mark for the dives.
Forward 1.5 somersault height, 1.7.
Galadriel O'Grady, Coon Rapids diver next, doing that same dive. Scores coming back there at 6-0, 6-0, and 6-5. 31.45.
1.5 somersault height, 1.7.
Abigail Golf Jensen diving for Blaine next. That same front somersault. 1.5 with the pike. Scores come back at 7.0, 7.0, and 8.5 for 38.25.
Forward 1.5 somersault height, 1.7.
Juliana Anderson for Coon Rapids next. Forward 1.5 with pike. Sixes across the board there for a 30.60.
Forward 1.5
Kelly Pruitt diving for Blaine. Judges scores 6-5, 6-5, and 7-5 for 34.85.
2018 back dive straight 1.7.
Going into our round 2 here. Back to Mackenzie Hagen. She'll be doing a back dive straight. Three, 5, 4, 0, 4, 0.
19.55. Next, we have Michaela.
Michaela field diving for Blaine
Dive
next.
2018
Doing a back dive straight. 1.7 degree of difficulty. Scores 3-5, 3-5, 4-0. 18.7 for the total judges award.
Receive forward 1.5 somersault tuck 1.6.
Aja diving again for Coon Rapids here. Going to forward 1.5. Five point oh, 4.5, 4.5.
Back dive straight 1.7.
Erica Mooring diving next for Blaine. In a back dive straight. Four point oh, 4.5, 3.5 on the judges' scores.
Somersault tuck 1.4.
Mackenzie O'Brien doing a forward somersault with a tuck.
Twenty
20.3 on the total judges' score there.
Inward dive, tight position. 1.5.
Caitlin Barrett diving next for Blaine. Inward dive with pike. Five oh, 5045.
Alyssa, 102C, forward, 1 somersault tuck, 1.4.
Coon Rapids next diver, Alyssa McCaskey. Doing a forward somersault with a tuck. 4.5, 4040 on the judges' scores there.
1.6.
Jessica Sherlock diving for Blaine here. Back dive pike. Clean lines on the dive here. 1.6 degree of difficulty. Scores of 5-0, 5-5, 5-5.
Alyssa, 103C, forward, 1.5 somersault tuck, 1.4.
Alyssa Barron diving again for Coon Rapids. Forward 1.5. Very clean entry on that dive. 5.5, 6.0, 6.0 on her scores. 28.
Forward, 2 somersault tuck, 2.2.
Katie Langley doing a 2.2 difficulty dive for Blaine. Forward 2 somersaults tuck. Bit of a bad landing on that one.
Twenty-four.
24.20 for the total judges award on that.
Gladrill, 104C, forward.
Gladrill Grady diving again for Coon Rapids here. Another 2.2 difficulty dive, that forward 2 somersault. Five, 5, and 6.5 on that for 38.5. Abigail diving again for Blaine. Forward 2 somersault to pike. 2.3 degree of difficulty. Six, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5. Leaves her as the current leader. 2 divers left to go here in the second round. Giuliani Anderson for Coon Rapids doing that forward 2 somersault tuck. Five, 5, 6.0, 6.0. 38.5. Our final dive in round 2 here will be Kelly Pruitt for Blaine. 2.3 degree of difficulty, back somersault, 1.5 twists. Seven, 0, 6, 5, 6, 5. A total award of 46. Going to round 3. Abigail for Blaine, still our leader. Aj will dive for Coon Rapids, doing an inward dive with the tuck, a 1.4. Erica Morning diving for Blaine, back dive, half twist. .80 on the judges' award.
Next is Mackenzie 401C, inward dive tuck 1.4.
Mackenzie O'Brien dives next for Coon Rapids, doing an inward dive with tuck. Four, 5, 4.0, and 5.5 on the judges' score for a 19.6. Caitlin Biernett for Blaine. Doing a back dive with the tuck. Good clean entry on the dive there. 5.5, 5.0, and 5.5. 24 award there.
Back dive straight, 1.7.
Alyssa diving again for Coon Rapids with the back dive straight, a 1.7. Those judges' scores coming back at 4.5, 4.5, and 3.
Jessica, 301C, reverse dive tuck, 1.6.
Blaine's Jessica Sherlock diving next, doing a reverse dive tuck. Five oh, 6.5, and 5.5 for a total judges award of 27 points here.
401C, inward dive tuck, 1.4.
Alyssa Barron of Coon Rapids doing an inward dive for the tuck. .40 straight across, 16.80 for the judges award after the 1.4 degree difficulty on that dive. Katie Langley diving next, doing a 1.5 difficulty inward dive with pike. Five, 6.060.
Gladrill, 402C, inward, 1 somersault tuck.
Gladrill again diving for Coon Rapids here, doing a 1.6 difficulty inward 1 somersault tuck dive. .32 total award on that with a 6.5, 6.5, and a 7.0.
Somersault tuck, 2.4.
Abigail doing a 2.4 difficulty dive here. Forward 2.5 somersault tuck. Really good looking dive there. Scores on that are going to come back. 7.0, 7.5, and 6.5. She remains the leader. 2 divers left here at the end of round 3. Juliana Anderson for Coon Rapids. Should be doing an inward 1.5 somersault tuck. 2.2 difficulty. .5, 5.0, 5.5 for a 34.10 total judges award. And our last dive of round 3, Kelly Pruitt doing a back 1.5 somersault tuck. Nice dive there. 5-0 across the board for 30 points.
30. We will have a brief pause before we begin round 4. We have
After 3 rounds, your leader remains Abigail Guelph Jensen of Blaine.
all amounts are ready, okay?
Our divers are taking a break, and it looks like we will too. We'll be back with 3 more rounds of diving here. Coon Rapids, Blaine, girls swimming, and Northdale Middle School pool.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today.
Oh, you should pick that up.
Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look, your crush is looking at you.
Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach your
likes you.
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
Back in Northdale Middle School pool, into round 4 of her diving competition. Aja dummy there with a forward 1.5. I'm sorry, forward 1 with a half twist. 21.25 total award there.
A back dive straight, 1.7. Sorry about that. All right, now
Mackenzie O'Brien will be our next diver, doing a back dive straight, a 1.7.
sorry, one moment. I guess the computer glitch is still happening.
They're having a little trouble with the scoreboard here. Little pause while they get that sorted out. As we advance into the later rounds of diving here, we're going to have a few less divers as our JV divers step out. And we're going to see those degrees of difficulty increase on the dives as well. Well, we're going to splash out for another break here while they get the technical difficulty sorted out. Be back with more diving from Northdale Middle School Pool. You're watching CTI.
If you don't fix them, sparks from dragging tow chains could cause a wildfire, and that could be scary.
Hi, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Everything's sorted back on the scoreboard, and we're back to diving here. Mackenzie O'Brien of Coon Rapids doing a back dive straight.
$28.05.
6.055 and 5.0 for a 28.05.
301C. Reverse dive tuck, 1.6.
Caitlin Biernet of Blaine doing a reverse dive tuck. degree of difficulty, and the scores of 5-0, 4-5, 5-5. Gets you a straight 24 on the score there.
Big dive, 401C, inward dive tuck, 1.4.
See on the replay there, didn't quite get her feet all the way around. A little bit of splash on the entry. Alyssa Makowski of Coon Rapids doing an inward dive tuck. Five, 4-5, and 5-5. The judges' scores on that.
1.6.
Jessica Sherlock diving for Blaine here. Reverse one somersault tuck. .20 with a 5-5, 6-0, and 5-5 on her scores. Alyssa Barron doing a back dive straight for Coon Rapids. Five, 4-5, and 3-5 on the judges' scores there. 22.10. Katie Langley is our next diver for Blaine. Doing a back 1.5 somersault tuck. Good rotation there, nice entry. The judges score at 5-5 across the board for a total of 33. Galadriel diving again for Coon Rapids. She'll be doing a 2.3 degree of difficulty dive here, a back 1.5 somersault pike. Total award of 34.5 for her there with a 5.0, 4.5, and 5.5. Current leader, Abigail Jensen, doing a reverse 1.5 somersault tuck. 2.1 degree of difficulty on this dive. Judges' scores on that one come up at 6.0, 6.0, and 6.5 for a 38.85. Giuliani Anderson, last diver of this round for Coon Rapids. Going back somersault pike, a 1.6 difficulty. .5, 7.5, and 6.0 for a 30.4. Kelly Pruitt with her last dive of round 4 here. 2.3 degree of difficulty, forward 2 somersault pike. Scores are going to come back as all 5.5s there, 37.95.
Round 5 thrust, 51.21 feet, forward 1 somersault.
We go into our 5th round here. Mackenzie O'Brien of Coon Rapids doing a 1.7 difficulty dive, forward somersault, half twist. Four 3.5, and 4.0 for a 20.4.
O2C, reverse 1 somersault, tuck 1.6.
Caitlin's our next diver here, doing a reverse somersault with tuck, 1.7 on the difficulty scale. Six 5.5. I'm sorry, 6.0, 5.0, and 5.0 on the scores there. 25.60. Alyssa with her penultimate dive here. Forward somersault with a half twist. Total score on that one's going to come back at 17.85 with 3.5s from all 3 judges. Jessica Sherlock doing an inward dive with the pike. .5 degree of difficulty on that. Won't quite get the multiplier, but the scores are 6.0, 5.0, and 6.0 for a total of 25.5. Alyssa Barron doing a reverse dive tuck. .0, 5.5, and 6.0. Come back to Katie Langley doing a reverse dive tuck. .5, 5.0, and 5.5. Coon Rapids' next diver is Gladriel Grady, doing a 2.2 difficulty dive here. Forward 1.5 somersault with a twist. Just watching that makes me a little bit dizzy, but she pulled it off. 6.0, 6.0, and 6.5. Total score there of 40.7. Abigail Golf Jensen doing a 2.4 difficulty, inward 1.5 somersault pike. 5.5, 5.5, and 6.5. Keeps her as the current leader. 2 divers left here in round 5. Juliana Anderson. We had 2.1 difficulty back, 1.5 somersault with a half twist. .5 across the board for 31.50 points. And our last dive this round, Kelly Peel. Inward 1.5 somersault tuck. Total judges award of 39.60 after 6.0 from all 3 judges. After round 5, still Abigail Big Golf Jensen of Blaine in the lead. Last round here, Caitlin Bernard of Blaine doing it back 1.5 somersault with a half twist. Nice little splash there, and on the 1.7 difficulty dive, she gets a 5.0, 5.0, and 5.0. Final dive for Jessica Sherlock of Blaine, doing a back dive with a half twist, 1.8 difficulty. $29.70 total award there after the 5.5, 6.0, and 5.0 from the judges. Alyssa Barron diving her last dive for Coon Rapids. Reverse somersault with a tuck. A 1.6 difficulty. .5, 6.0, and 5.5 from the judges there. Total award of 27.20. Katie Langley of Blaine diving next. A 1.7 difficulty. Back somersault with a half twist free. .5, 6.0, and 5.0 from the judges there for 28.05 is the total score. Galadriel diving for Coon Rapids here with a 2.1 difficulty dive as her final. Back 1.5 somersault with a half twist. .5, 5.5, and 6.0. Final dive from our current leader, Abigail Golf Jensen of Blaine. Forward 1.5 somersault with a twist, 2.2 difficulty. 6.0, 7.5, and an 8.0 for 47.3 on her last dive here. Good rotation, body control, nice clear entry.
Kelly, 5132D, forward 1.5 somersault, one twist, 3. I am so sorry about that. Got a little excited. Juliana.
We've got Juliana diving next here, doing a forward 1.5 somersault with a twist.
Position 2.2.
This will be Coon Rapids' last diver today. .5, 5.0, and 5.5. And your 34.10. See your legs come apart a little bit at the end there. 34.1 score on that dive. And our last diver here is Kelly Pruitt of Blaine. Doing that same dive, the forward 1.5 somersault with the twist from the free position. 2.2 difficulty. Good looking dive there with a 5.5, 6.5, 6.0. Gets her a 39.60.
39.6. This concludes diving.
That'll wrap up the diving portion here. We'll take a short break. Our next event coming up will be the girls' 100-yard butterfly. You're watching girls swimming on CTN.
Behold the angry giant. Behold the angry giant. Behold the angry giant. Behold the angry giant. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Back to Coon Rapids versus Blaine swimming here at Northdale Middle School pool. Getting ready for the girls' 100-yard butterfly. Blaine leading 46-16 going into this event. Coon Rapids swimmers in lanes 3, 5, and 7. Blaine in the even-numbered lanes 2, 4, 6, and 8.
Lane 2, Julia Robertson. Lane 3, Haley Clausen. 4, Kenzie Johnson. 5, Elizabeth Keesey. 6, Michaela Strand. 7, Ronan White. And lane 8, Kelly Lundberg.
After 50, we got a close race going there in lanes 4 and 5. It'll be Kenzie Johnson and Blaine, Lizzie Goosey and Coon Rapids. Down to her last length here. Very close at the end. Looks like she got lane 5. Lizzie's gonna be your winner in that one. Out-touched. Michaela Strand in lane 6. Blaine's also gonna pick up third and 4th place in that one.
The results from diving in first place, Alyssa Barron with a 140.3. In 5th place, Catherine Langley of Blaine, 166.05. In 4th place, Juliana Anderson, Coon Rapids,
All right, we're going to take a break here as we get the diving scores. We'll be back in just a minute. Up next, the 100-yard freestyle. You're watching girls swimming on CTN.
So who's going to do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice. And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
We couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
Back to swimming and diving here. Blaine at Coon Rapids. Diving scores came back in as well as the 100 fly. Coon Rapids trails 28-66 to Blaine. Of note, Blaine diver Abigail Egolf Jensen set a new school record with her dives today. Congratulations to her. Next meet, her name will be up on that big board on the wall. Getting ready now for the girls 100-yard freestyle. Coon Rapids swimmers, Aaliyah Perkins in lane 3. Sarah Dischinger in lane 5, and Rosalind Lund in lane 7. For Blaine, swimming in lane 1, Dana Langley. Lane 2, Hope Shostak. Lane 4, Alyssa Parsons. Lane 6, Lauren Roberstad. And lane 8, Laura Jensen. Few events to go after this one. Looking forward to the 500 freestyle. Couple of relays. I believe we wind it down with the backstroke, breaststroke, and the 400 freestyle relay.
All right, 100-yard freestyle varsity heat.
Waiting for our scorers and timers to get ready here before we begin the race.
This is the 100-yard freestyle varsity.
Swimmers take their marks on the whistle.
Take your mark. Swimming in lane 2, Hope Shostak. Lane 3, Aaliyah Perkins. Lane 5, Sarah Dischinger. Lane 6, Lauren Robertson.
So we got a scratch there in lane 4 for the race.
Laura Jensen.
After 50, Aaliyah Perkins in lead. Coming into the final length here, Coon Rapids has a chance to go 1-2 in the first race of the night. And they do indeed. Aaliyah Perkins and Sarah Dischinger taking 1 and 2. So the replay there at the end.
Our next event is the 500-yard freestyle junior varsity.
We'll be coming back next with the 500 freestyle. Short break, and we'll see you back here at Northdale Middle School Pool. You're watching CTN.
Look at me. Hey.
Raymond, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
CTN's coverage of girls swimming. Blaine at Coon Rapids. Blaine currently leading 70-40 after 7 events. Getting ready here for the girls' 500-yard freestyle. Your swimmers from lanes 1 through 8 are Gabrielle Pierce-Mitchell for Blaine, Miranda Sigler for Blaine, Tamala King of Coon Rapids, Ashlyn Sullivan for Blaine, Ariana Georgi for Coon Rapids, Sydney Valaquit for Blaine, Ronan White for Coon Rapids, and Hope Shostak for Blaine. Miranda Signer of Blaine leading by half a second after the first length. "500 yards is a long way to run, let alone swim. So endurance definitely comes into play in this race. Most of your swimmers settling into a comfortable rhythm here, conserving some energy for the end. Ashlyn Sullivan and Ariana Georgi, the leaders after 100. Lanes 5, 6, and 4. Leaders after the 150 mark. Ariana building a little bit more of a lead, almost a full length ahead. Sydney Valaquit and Ashlyn Sullivan still holding on that second and third spot. Down lane 2, Miranda Sigler, swimming in 4th right now. Almost a 3-second lead there for Ariana in lane 5. We see the bell down there. That's your warning to let you know you're on your last lap. You see Ariana turn up the speed a little bit there. Keep it a pretty consistent 37-second split time. Indeed, she will come out as your winner. In lane 5, Sydney Valakut, Ashlyn Sullivan coming in 2 and 3. Fourth place going to Miranda Sigler up in lane 2. Race for 5 here, and it's going to be lane 7. Brown White of Coon Rapids. Coon Rapids will finish 1-5 in that race. Blaine taking 2-3-4. We'll send you back out to commercial break here, and when we come back, we will have the 200-yard freestyle relay.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
CTN's coverage of girls swimming and diving. Northdale Middle School pool. 47-79 your score. As we look at the beginning of the girls 200-yard freestyle relay. Blaine in your even-numbered lanes, 2, 4, 6, and 8. Coon Rapids in 3, 5, and 7. Lane 4, Blaine. Hunter Brook will be the first one in the pool, followed by Haley Clausen for Coon Rapids and Julie Roberstad for Blaine. After 100, our third swimmers are diving in. Gain some ground there up in lane 6. Indeed, are pulling ahead there. Justine Acosta swimming hard for Blaine in lane 6. Lane 4's got Kelly Lundberg for Blaine, and in lane 5, Rosalind Lund of Coon Rapids. Kenzie Johnson, the final swimmer in the pool, up in lane 6 for Blaine. Lane 4 sees Alyssa Parsons, and in lane 5, it's Ariana Georgie. That third leg of this race really made the difference. I'm sorry, second leg of the race really made the difference there in lane 6 as they touch first, followed by lane 4. Coon Rapids can come in third place there. Fourth will go to Blaine in lane 8 and fifth in lane 2. Coming up next, we've got the 100-yard backstroke. More swimming coverage from Northdale Middle School Pool. You're watching CTN.
Brush, brushy, brush, brushy, brush, brush your teeth. Every day and every night. Now it's your parents' turn. Here's what you gotta do. Let them have your toothbrush so that they can brushy brush your teeth. Great job, you're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go! Help your teeth stay healthy. Brushy brush with a grown-up every day.
Welcome back to Girls Swimming and Diving on CTN. After 9 events, Blaine leads 91-49 over Coon Rapids. As we get ready for the 100 backstroke. Swimmers in this event, bottom to top, lane 1, Isabel Stadden of Blaine, Jordan Anderson of Blaine, Tamala King for Coon Rapids, Samantha Janik for Blaine, Aaliyah Perkins of Coon Rapids, Dana Langley for Blaine, Heidi Weiler for Coon Rapids, and Annellis Bosley for Blaine. 3 Coon Rapids swimmers there in lanes 3, 5, and 7. So our swimmers get into the pool. Get ready to start here.
Lane 1, Isabel Stadden. Lane 2, Jordan Anderson. 3, Tamala King. 4, Samantha Janik. 5, Aaliyah Perkins. 6, Dana Langley. 7, Heidi Weiler. And then 8, Annalise Bosley.
Aaliyah Perkins with about a half a body length lead here after the first 100. I'm sorry, first 50, halfway through the 100. Samantha Janik right behind her there. Janik came out of the turn really well and is pulled up even here. Going to their final flip turn. Janik and Perkins there in 4 and 5, battling it out. It's going to be a close one. Adds a little at the end there, and Janik pulls it out for Blaine, taking first. Perkins in second. Dana Langley in third place. Isabel Stadden for Blaine picks up fourth. And Alice Bosley for Blaine in fifth. Good close finish there. As you can see, pulled it out over the last 25, gave her enough room to touch it out. We'll send you off for another commercial, and when we come back, it'll be the 100-yard breaststroke. You're watching CTN.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Back for more swimming action at Northdale Middle School Pool. Girls 100-yard breaststroke. Coon Rapids once again swimming in lanes 3, 5, and 7. Desiree Obermiller, Claire Hendrick, Spencer Stewart. For Blaine in lane 1, Katie Beats. Lane 2, Jenna Simons. Lane 4, Julie Roberstad. Lane 6, Aaliyah Mooring. And lane 8, Kelly Lundberg. Early lead for Roberstad there in lane 4. We approach the halfway mark here. It's going to be Roberstad in 4, Mooring in 6, and Lundberg in 8 is your top 3. Julie Roberstad, excuse me, they're in lane 4. Should come away with this one easily for Blaine. Finishing in second will be Aaliyah Mooring, up in lane 6. Lane 8, Kelly Lundberg. Jenna Simons in 2. And Claire Hendrick in lane 5 for Coon Rapids. Only one event left tonight, and that is the 400-yard freestyle relay. We'll be back with that next here on CTM.
Mom, can we get some ice cream? Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
We're back here with swimming and diving. CTN's coverage here. Last event of the night, girls 400-yard freestyle relay. Blaine leading overall with a 169 score. For this final relay, Coon Rapids will have their teams swimming in lanes 3, 5, and 7, with Blaine in 2, 4, 6, and 8.
Freestyle relay, varsity, lanes 2, 4, 6, and 8. Blaine, 3, 5, and 7, Coon Rapids.
First swimmers on their marks. Early leaders there in lane 4. As Lauren Roberstad dives in for Blaine, followed closely by Aaliyah Perkins of Coon Rapids and Jenna Simons up in lane 6. 2-second lead for the team in lane 4. Justine Acosta will be the first one in the pool of our third swimmers. Coon Rapids has made up some ground with Sarah Dishinger. Every team's on that third leg of the race now. Opened up even more of a lead in lane 4. They'll send Kenzie Johnson. Still leading in lane 4. Neck and neck now in lanes 5 and 6. Coon Rapids starting to pull ahead there for that second spot. Full 2-second lead there now for lane 4. Team from Blaine in lane 6 starting to challenge that. Going to be another 1-2 finish for Blaine in lanes 4 and 6. Lane 5, Ariana Jordan picked up that third finish for Coon Rapids. A few more teams still in the pool here. Blaine's going to end up winning the meet out here. Take a look at our upcoming TV coverage. Friday, we've got live prep football. 5 p.m., Coon Rapids at Centennial. Upcoming this next Tuesday, October 7th. Volleyball, Spring Lake Park at Coon Rapids will be live at 7 p.m. And then soccer playoffs start Thursday, October 9th. For the swim team, they will be swimming at Park Center October 2nd. And at home against Champlain Park for Parent and Senior Night on October 7th.